The Nvidia RTX 5050 is a thing? Nvidia has announced the RTX 5050, but where are the reviews? Well, it turns out Nvidia just doesn't feel like seeding GPUs to review outlets. I mean, they're just going to crap on them anyway. So instead, they just quietly launched the card with no review embargo and said, coming second half of July. It's $250 MSRP, which is the same price as the RTX 3050 that it seems to be replacing. And I guess that's good because it has almost the exact same specs. 2560 CUDA cores, 8 gigs of GDDR6, not 6X. 128-bit memory bus, and the biggest difference is the clock speed, going from 1.55 base to 2.31, and of course it's got lots of AI. Woo!
Are you just happy you found a sound that you could make?
We will, of course, be publishing results.
We're going to play tape to tape tonight, and you're going to be saying shoot and pass. Sorry, I just had that realization. You have to be a forward so that you're asking for passes all the time. All right, sorry, keep going.
You're not sorry.
Oh, man. Okay.
We will be publishing results on LTT Labs once we have a card tested, and we will also have a YouTube video. But until then, there will be almost no third-party reviews while these cards are up for sale, meaning people will not have solid data to assess the value of these cards. Yeah. So this is pretty crappy. Our discussion question is, do you ever get tired of trying to be a voice for change in this space, since it feels like it's for nothing because absolutely nothing is changing? At the end of the day, I think that there really is, I mean, I've talked about this so many times in the past. I think there's this mistaken perception for a lot of the viewers because they feel so much connection with the publications and the video creators that they engage with. There's this perception that we have this power in the industry or something like that. But at the end of the day, you got to understand that a lot of the consequential change that you're observing due to, any video that we might make or one of our fellow creators might make or an article that gets published is because of the actual consequences of that thing, not because of us saying it, if that makes sense. So if the company ultimately agrees, like if a product needs to be recalled due to a safety issue or whatever, then that will get some kind of action. But if the company doesn't agree because they just think, oh, well, sorry, what they're saying, it's like too expensive, but we're making lots of money and we're selling lots of them, so who cares? Then they just completely ignore us. And that's the way it's always been, and it's the way that it's always going to be. And so, yeah, it does get tiring, but I think the most tiring part is, I think, the weight of the expectation from other people. Like I remember particularly during the GPU apocalypse, during COVID, we took a ton of flack for not taking a stand against the higher pricing. And it's like, I mean, we said it's too expensive. What else can we possibly say? Nothing more, right? And, more recently, Nvidia took yet another step towards general hostility toward their customers and especially the press. And we refused to review one of their recent cards. But, at the end of the day, we can only hold out for so long because our entire job is making sure that the people who want to know can get educated on the value of these products. So ultimately, we're just going to have to go out and buy one, and we're just going to have to make the review anyway. And I don't know, man. It just kind of is what it is. They're worth $4 trillion,
And we're such a tiny segment. And I don't mean Linus Media Group. I mean gaming.
Yeah, they don't even do. I don't think they care at all.
And then the
anymore.
Subsection of gamers who actually watch reviews on the cards that they buy.
Oh yeah, enthusiasts.
We're getting small these days.
That's the thing, right? With the 5050, what percentage of people buying that card do you think are shopping for that card? Because if you're shopping for that card, you're buying like an ARC B580 or whatever. Like you're an educated consumer. You're not going out and buying an add-in Excuse me. And add an
And honestly,
RTX 5050.
If they even do look it up, basically at all, they're probably just going to Google it, get an AI summary, and move on.
And they're probably just buying based on the overall brand. Like, oh yeah, no, I know GeForce is good. I have $250 or realistically $280 or $290 or whatever by the time it actually makes it to a retail shelf. So I'm going to get the GeForce that fits my price point. I think a lot of enthusiasts have never worked retail. I have worked retail. People don't come in with like the concept of FPS per dollar. They come in with how many dollars do I have and getting the most for it. So in a way, it's like the inverse. It's like, how many FPS can I get for my dollar as opposed to how many FPS do I want and how many dollars do I need to spend, if that makes sense. So at the end of the day, they're just going to walk out with the one that they can afford from the brand that they trust. And NVIDIA's install base is so strong and so deep. And the products, okay, we can talk about FPS per dollar and we can talk about AI features and all that. Maybe they're not the best value, in this particular game or whatever. But you can't mostly look at the product and go, oh yeah, historically people have had such bad experiences with NVIDIA cards, they're probably desperate to get off. They've had some issues with the 50 series launch, for sure. But prior, like if you still had a GTX 1080 in your rig right now, or a 1060 or whatever, would you be going like, oh yeah, I hate NVIDIA and I want to use something else? No. You would only get that you would only make that mindset shift if you were like watching the coverage as NVIDIA has enshrified over the generations and like gotten to be less compelling of a value compared to their competitors. It's not like the product in your computer that, to their credit, they've supported for a very long time with drivers and software.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like you hate that. So I understand why people just come into the store with their money, with their budget for their new GPU, and they just buy whatever it is. And if NVIDIA can sell 30 class silicon for 50, 60 class prices these days, they're going to do it. But with more AI. So it's frustrating. I don't know how to deal with it. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're going to keep testing them.
This was linked in Flowplane chat, and I'm pretty sure most people here have seen it, but
what am I looking at?
Revenue.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Gaming.
Wow. Literally, like, automotive is making up ground, which was like nothing not that long ago. Networking is a bigger business for NVIDIA than gaming.
And do you think gaming includes Switch?
Ooh, maybe. Mind you, this is fiscal year. Probably Switch wouldn't be here yet. Well, maybe it would. Yeah, maybe it would. Oh, wow, that's unfortunate.
And they would have sold the components for Switch 2 already.
That's very unfortunate. Wow. Operating costs, R&D. Gaming makes less than the total R&D budget these days. That's wild.
Yeah. It makes less than taxes. That's no, not quite. But basically the same.
Yeah. Fiscal year 25, 72.96 or 0.9. This is wild. 72.9 billion. Billion with a B. That's wild, man. Staggering.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
I believe cost of revenue is COGS in this case. Sorry, can you bring that back up?
It's gone.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Nice.
I didn't know you could do that multiple times. Cool.
Very nice.
It also does windows. So if you close the window, it'll open the whole window.
Yeah. Cost of revenue is COGS, cost of goods sold. So that's the That's their gross margins on top of it. Of course, that's gross margins is not like gross profit is not real profit. You have operating costs, see, R&D, and you have taxes to pay and everything. But like, damn, that's some nice net profit numbers. This is like after tax, and I wouldn't even consider that. Like tax is just what you pay for like money you made. So the actual profit here is $81.5 billion on $130 billion of revenue. That is wild. Wow. I can tell you right now, we ain't doing Nvidia numbers. And like we aren't even...
Profitability is crazy.
I'm trying to think if we ever did. I don't think so. Even when we didn't have like physical goods, even when we were selling purely digital goods and advertising, I don't think we were ever that high.